Open up and be ready to accept what the universe is giving you.
Hello there, Gemini. I'm Bonnie Morris, and that's Don Rivera, and together we are Cards and Constellations. We have married astrology with tarot. We're the only ones doing it, so let's see how this works. It's been working really well, hasn't it, Don?
It has indeed.
Okay, we're going to start off with the moon. The moon this week is in your sign of Gemini. On the 25th, after a very long void, of course, which we'll talk about in a moment, it'll move into the sign of Cancer. And on the 25th, we have a new moon. So it will be time to set new intentions. What project do you want to work on for the next 2.5 years? Think carefully and be specific when you write it down. On the 27th, it will leave Cancer and go into the sign of Leo. And then on the 29th, it will move into Virgo. Now, the void, of course, is something we're going to talk about. You hear me talk about it, but do you know what it means? It is the space between two signs. So when the moon leaves Gemini and moves into Cancer, it's that space in between.
So, Bonnie, when you say void of course, that's a term of art because it's void of its course is what you're
right.
It's not just like because we throw the word of course around so much. I was making sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody always asks, what do you mean?
Of course.
Because of course.
But this is really mean of course. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty much.
Of direction.
So it's important though, because when it is void, you are not to start any projects. Don't do it. If you do, it will fall apart.
Look at my face. Don't do it. No, don't do it. No.
So be careful, okay?
Look at my face. Don't do it. Don't do it.
At that time, rest. Do not start new projects. Finish up everything that you've already got going. That will be fine. Trust me, I've had so many people come to me and say, you were right. I started a project and I had to redo it. So if you want to, fine, but you'll be redoing it. Now, the thing about this week is I've never seen a void, of course, this long. So it'll be difficult. And another thing I don't think I mentioned in the other readings is that when a void, of course, is long, what that means is there's no reflection back towards us because the moon's not there. When that happens, if you have any sort of mental health issues, those can really flare up. And especially in a void, of course, this long. So if you have friends that are like that, check in on them, see how they're doing, because they can really spiral.
So we're doing a void, of course, and a new moon in the same.
Yeah. The void, of course, happens just before the new moon. Okay. So we're going to start at 1:25 in the morning of the 23rd. Very early. So we're going to go void, of course, all day the 23rd and all day the 24th until 8:44 in the evening. That is incredibly long, almost 48 hours. So check on your friends that have mental health issues. Right after that, it moves into the sign of Cancer. Now, we have two other voids. One is on the 26th at 10:15 in the evening until 11:06. So about 45, 50 minutes. Then on the 29th at 4:02 in the morning until 4:44 in the morning. So, and all times are associated with Phoenix. It is Mountain Standard Time. So let's go in and see what Gemini has here. We see you're finding yourself battling between the urge to expand versus wanting to play it safe. Talking things over may find that boundaries are blurred between the ideal world and reality. And if you think about that, when we just talked about the void of course, that's the problem with mental health, is that from ideal to reality, can't figure that one out. A subtle but powerful capacity for inner growth and collective healing will be taking place. Encourage an open heart. You may find yourself feeling like you're caught in emotional power struggle within the family. You'll find yourself wanting to openly communicate. Use compassion. It will benefit you to make sure you are well grounded. Get those feet in the dirt. People will be naturally drawn to you. You have a talent for explaining complex or futuristic topics in ways that feel accessible. And that is one thing Gemini does really well. Don, what do you have for Gemini?
What's interesting, 2 points there. First question I have for you, though, is when we shouldn't start something in the void, of course, right? But can we plan but not start? Or you're saying nada?
No, sure you can plan, because, planning will be there.
Right,
it's not you have to redo planning.
Okay.
But if you make the action of starting the project,
that's the hitch. Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking otherwise, I'm just going to throw the covers over my head and stay in bed for 2 days. Screw this. Why fight against that, right? Now you took away you took away the opportunity for me to go stay in bed. Now, okay, Bonnie, it's your fault.
Sorry about that.
Then the second thing, by the way, folks, when Bonnie talks about grounding is releasing energy. We carry energy with us, and sometimes it builds up if we do not release it. Sometimes when we work out, we feel that instant release because, again, as we're pumping iron or as we're exercising, we feel that release. Good ways to ground yourself. One really quick, easy way to do it is take off your shoes and ignore your mama when she says, don't walk in the dirt. Yeah, walk in the dirt. Walk in the grass. Watch for things, because you don't want to find some things that aren't so good on the bottom of your feet. But at the same time, walk in the grass, walk in the dirt, walk into water, go stand at the lake, go stand in the water at the ocean or something. But that allows the energy that has been building up to exhaust itself and releases it back to Mother Nature. She can use that energy. She needs that to keep that ball of energy in our planet center alive and keeping our planet alive, but we don't need all of it. So when you have excess energy, when you're feeling like you're just a big ball of energy, take your shoes off and go outside and stand. And I'm not saying your shoes off in the house is not the same thing. Go out and be in Mother Nature. If you're in the desert, walk in the desert without the shoes. Not the best thing to do unless it's sandy. Exactly. And the scorpions, but anyway, but that's something to consider. Remember, grounding is actually an affirmative action. You must do something to do it. But when you do it, you will feel the release. It is super important to do that. Now let's get to the specific.
You can also, Don, if I can interrupt for a moment, you also can do this by hugging a tree. You've heard of hugging trees, okay? If you are in the Arizona area, look for a mesquite tree, because those roots go extremely deep. Touching those trees will release that right into the center of the earth. Have you heard this before?
It's funny because I was just thinking, don't confuse the mesquite tree with a cactus, because that could be a really painful outcome.
Fortunately, they don't look the same.
No. That would be a really very painful outcome. Absolutely. The card we have on the bottom of the deck is the card which is your energy of your environment this week. And the energy of your environment this week is strength. Strength is going to be needed around you. Strength is all around you. So make sure that even if you're feeling a bit weak or feeling a little bit infringed upon, or if you're having one of those moments where you feel like, can I do this? Do I want to do this? Draw on your strength, because your environment is putting off a lot of energy. And it's amazing how we talked about energy, and then the strength card comes out again. Is that energy around you that's saying you got this week. So know that the universe is working in your favor by giving you an environment that's going to help you stay strong, be strong, and move forward. Now, your first card out, which I love. Look at this beautiful card. This is the Ace of Cups.
Wonderful.
You are transitioning. This card usually represents, because it is an ace, we have in tarot, we have the major arcana, the minor arcana. The minor arcana runs between 1s and 10s in the numbers, and then king, queen, page, whatever. The point is that this is an ace. when you see a 10, that means conclusion. That means something has come to an end and the beginning of something new. And usually when you do a longer reading, you'll see a 10 and an ace pop up together, because usually the 10 is bringing something to an end and the ace is bringing something to a beginning. This is a wonderful ace to find, because this is an ace of happiness.
It's about love.
Absolutely. Love and emotions and feelings. This is the one week you can get into your feels. Have your feels. Enjoy your feels this week, because it's all about that. So open up and embrace this new positive energy. And again, it's funny because I wonder if the strength card energy comes from you getting over something, which was a 10, which is maybe a 10 of swords energy or a 10 of wands, because a lot of work. So maybe a lot of work or some hurt or some pain or some frustration. If you're a finance person, maybe you had a setback in the market or something turned sideways or whatever that is, you're coming from that, and you learned, you grew from it, you got some strength from it, and now you're moving into a happier phase. And so open up and be ready to accept what the universe is giving you. Don't just accept it. Make sure that you're open to it to the point where you're going to use it to your advantage. You're going to put it to use and then move forward with it. Look at this. I love this, because when you see the 6 of Cups, which again is still about emotional strength and so forth, it's telling me that you've already planted the seeds. You've already done a lot of the planting for the move forward to this. So it seems as though maybe you put something into place over the last few weeks, or you went through something again where you had to learn and grow. And you did, because you planted those seeds, and now you're going to start seeing the benefits of those seeds. And then as you move forward through the week, we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is saying, it's about you this week. It's all about you. Am I the drama? Could it be me? Yeah, this is the week you will be the drama. Let yourself be the drama. Let yourself be that person who, I am my own power. I own my own space, my own self, and nobody can take that from me. This is a week where you need to be, what it is, it's strength. I mean, think about it, Strength card and the Emperor. I mean, what two cards really work better together? So again, this week of strength, you need to own your power, own your joy, because you're coming into a new era of joy, and then chart your way forward in a very positive mode, not living on the pain that came before, but living on the lessons that have brought you to where you are. So this is a week of new beginnings, a week of new energy, and it makes very good sense because it's a new moon. And I'm telling you, the cards sometimes just align perfectly to.
Oh, and it's perfect with the stars. Absolutely. Because we were talking about a subtle but powerful capacity for inner growth and healing to take place, and then opening up the heart. So it's talking about conclusion. Something ended. Okay.
Yep.
Now it's healing and new growth is coming.
Mm-hmm. So be alert this week. Be very aware of the signs and symbols around you. Be very aware of your environment, and be aware of those things that contribute to your happiness, those things that don't, and make sure, again, you're using all that information in a way that propels you forward. We're happiness this week. If somebody comes in and they want to dump some issue on you, not my problem, not this week. Somebody wants to, to fuss with you about something, not my problem, not this week. This week is joy, happiness, and strong. Set your boundary, own your boundary, and reinforce your boundaries, and you're going to have an amazing week. Anything else before you go, Miss Bonnie?
Nope, it just matched perfectly. I just wanted to point that one out.
Cool beans. Then we are out of here. Hit that like, share, subscribe, and follow buttons. That's the way you show us the love, is by hitting that. Additionally, make sure if you are on Sonoran Mystic Tarot, you're watching this on my channel, pop over to Your Love Goddess and do the same over there and hit subscribe. If you're over there, please pop over and show me some love at Sonoran Mystic Tarot. And then don't forget our own website here, our own channel, which is Cards and Constellations. And that is also a channel on YouTube. Hit them all three. When you hit subscribe, please make sure you turn on the notification bell. That notification bell will make it easy so you don't have to look for us anymore. We will find you when we post something, and we are prolific with posting. So you're like to stay informed. This is the place to do it. This is the way to do it. And it costs you nothing, and it doesn't cost you any activity either, because the notification rings automatically.
And nobody else does it but us.
Exactly. We're the only ones on the net doing the astrology and tarot combination. And we do it damn good.
So,
with that said, love, light, and blessings from our families here at Sonoran Mystic Tarot, at Your Love Goddess Bonnie, myself, and our family. See you and yours until next week. We will. If you take that little step, I promise you it's going to pay off in a big way. It really will. It really will.